Hello and welcome to the Electronic Galaxy update number 33. Happy?
Very.
For
Don't ask me what number it is. Don't ask me what day of the week it is. I don't know either of those things anymore.
those of you that don't know, I am your host, Achela.
And I'm Velitha.
And today, as per our usual, I guess this is what we're going to be doing from now on. I really don't know. Will you press the button? A game that we try to break the English language, reality, and everything else that goes with it.
It's just like playing a game of gin. Only the question is how deep can you go? Remember that in a game of gin or playing a genie, you either have to be so specific that a computer can understand what you're doing, or you have to figure out how to break the entire world with what you're given.
All right, so I think we ended on me last time, so we'll start with you. What
So mine
is
is
your question?
Mine is you can choose any lifestyle you want, but you have to smoke a cigarette every 7 minutes. I'm not sure what the 7 minutes part has to do with, but if we can break this by redefining a cigarette with an electronic cigarette, and that just means that any lifestyle, you could also paradoxically say, all right, I wish to be a non-smoker, but you have to smoke a cigarette every 7 minutes, but you're a non-smoker. However, if we're talking lifestyles, and the real word here is any. So fictional lifestyle, as in the story that I've written, which would make this an automatic push. And for whatever reason, I have a Fraps yellow number 2 up in my upper left corner, even though I have Fraps closed. Oh well. For me, it's an automatic push for the word any.
Okay,
And I see I'm against the grain, like I usually am. Are you ready for your question?
go. Okay, my question is all water is turned into any soda you like, but you can't have diet soda and you are now diabetic. Okay, first of all, rude, because for my own self gratification, you've just killed every single thing that lives in the ocean. Okay? And all water, that includes the water inside me, dead. So your question actually turns into die and be diabetic.
And
No
you can't have
way.
diet soda.
No way, bro. No push.
Yeah, I can't really see any way of getting out of it.
Also, this includes water in alternate realities, in alternate dimensions, and in our own realm. So that means that Neptune is no longer a frozen giant, it is now a frozen soda giant. Same with Uranus. All water everywhere is turned into soda. You deserve a slap in the face for not being specific for this one. Atayla is watching. Nah, I'm just playing with you.
Yeah, and all water. Okay, that also includes, you know, basically, I'm surprised it doesn't say all liquid because then we'd get into right, the entire state of matter is no longer existent.
Yeah, just changing water. At least some things can still live, but give it
All
enough
fluid. Well,
time.
now everything is screwed.
Well, yeah, because water is just hydrogen, oxygen, and a little bit of salt, like 4% salt.
No,
That's
it says
water.
all water. It says all water. So you can not even the salt part. Just any molecule that has two hydrogen and an oxygen.
But there again, you just killed all fish life and all human life. Never
No,
mind anything else that
you've killed
uses
all
water.
you've killed all earthen-based life, including plants.
I think I win here.
How bad can mine be? A zombie apocalypse occurs which destroys all world governments and kills billions, but you lead humanity to victory, can establish any type of government you want with yourself as the ruler, and go down in history as a hero. Kills billions, huh? Wait. Destroys all world governments, can establish any government you want.
So if you want a
Hmm.
plutocracy, go for it. If you want a democracy, go for it. Personally,
Well,
though, I wouldn't choose either of those.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what kind of government that I'd actually enjoy. All I know is that I would prefer the ones where the government is open and transparent and serves the public rather than lies and secrecy, along with a president who is insane.
Well, if you wanted that, then you'd want a democracy.
Not quite sure I would want a democracy because there's several that are open and honest, but can like set the rules. Not the people aren't always not no offense to the audience, but people can be really really mean.
Well, just by saying open and honest, that doesn't really limit your choice of government. You can have any government be open and honest to their subjects, but the least open and honest are those of plutocracy, which is control using money. Only the wealthiest have any choice. Monarchy, kings and queens, and republics, like we have here in the United States. It is a republic, it is not a democracy. Wake up, people.
Oh, don't do the wake up sheeple. That that just means you're a crazed lunatic, conspiracy tinfoil hat, etc., etc.
I got a map on my wall. Doesn't that count for anything?
Well, you can have an open and honest monarchy.
You can, but that's not usually the way that goes. Because the kings and the queens, they like to have their dirty little secrets, and they also like to have the power that they have and not have anyone out to get them, for lack of a better word.
Well, the one that I've got cooked up in my story is a monarchy, but it's because it's more of the people want the king to be the king. It isn't for, the lack of, oh, I want power, so elect me. No, it's, we like this guy. He should lead us. So he leads us.
That's really more of a democracy than anything else.
Mm.
Just going out there and saying it, you can call your leader whatever the hell you want: emperor, king, president, um, anything.
Insert civilization joke here.
But, and this is a big but here, you can only really have a democracy when the majority of the people get together and say, this is what we want, and that's what happens. And I think that's the only way that a system actually works.
Well, and I also had a random thought, like I usually do. So it says
Go
this
for it.
kills billion. It says this kills billions, and I lead humanity. What if this zombie apocalypse was like, for a random animal here, lions? It's a zombie lion outbreak. It doesn't say that kills billions can't be bacteria. Also, it says you lead humanity, which is another problem that I have. It's not that I hate humanity. It's, humans, it's the humanic, uh, better than thou.
Well, the way I thought you were going to go with that is that you didn't really want to lead people. You wanted someone else to lead you. But
I am a much better follower than I am a leader.
you give good instruction. I'll give you that.
I'm gonna push it just because I love surviving a zombie outbreak. That'd be entertaining. But the kill billions part, again, it should say kills most of humanity.
Yeah, humanity is implied by that based on the but,
It's implicit, not explicit.
and therefore open to individual interpretation.
Ready for yours?
Yeah. You become Tumblr famous, but your parents follow your blog. Why not?
Well, it depends on if you know Tumblr.
The only thing I know about Tumblr is that there was a will you press the button that I saw on Imager once that was you get the best Wi Fi that you can everywhere, but Tumblr no longer exists. That's literally all I know about it.
Yeah, I'm not too familiar with Tumblr, but I hear it's pretty bad.
It can't be as bad as MySpace. MySpace is
That's still a
broken.
thing. That's still a thing, apparently.
I said it was.
Yeah, we're moving back from Facebook to MySpace. That's great. I wonder if my
Hipsters.
account still even works.
Once again, hipsters. Go ahead.
All right. You'll dream about sex every night, but you'll wake up before it actually happens. That sounds horrible, and it doesn't say that the dreams are lucid either. Sorry, but I'm not a pervert.
Okay.
Ready for yours?
Yeah. You get the best internet speed on the planet, but you can't use it for porn. Deal?
Well, the only way to break this that I see is it's not that everybody else, the gigabit speeds, it's that nobody can go faster than you. And you can't use it for porn, but it doesn't say that you can't share the connection with other people and they can use it for porn.
Well,
Insert the
yeah.
internet is for porn song here.
I'm still. Yeah, now that you mention it. Yeah, if the internet speed went back to dial up, and I'm just the only person that has 1 megabit, by definition, yes, I have the best speed. But, that's going way further into the question than we usually go. That's going like, you know, somehow this goes into a world apocalypse, something or other, that is completely against internet, and you just happen to live in the one area in the entire world that still has it.
Well,
Or something like that.
I just found a way to reverse break this, and that's break it in a bad way. You've got the best speed on the planet. However, internet is two-way. Just because you've got massive amounts of speed doesn't mean they have massive amounts of speed.
In other words, F2P, no, P2P doesn't
Not
work
just
quite as
not just
well
P2P. Let's say you want to go to Google. Great, you've got all the speed in the world. Except for now Google doesn't have any kind of speed.
because I'm taking it all away. Cool.
Yeah, reverse break.
All right, your turn.
You can travel through space and time, but every time you do so, you find yourself in a live or die situation.
I object. It says time and space, not space and time.
I'm just used to saying it that way.
Okay.
You can travel through time and space, or space and time. Well, if I can travel through time and space, that would implicitly mean that the ability not only is reusable, but it's a can ability. And as we've stated previously before, can abilities doesn't mean you have to.
Mm-hmm.
So if this ability is implicitly renewable, so if I'm in my every time I can just travel through time and space and live or die. It's like somebody else is like mirroring my movements and goes where I go.
Well, it doesn't say what happens when you die.
And if I can
And
travel through, and if I can travel through time, I can just rewind it.
yeah, but there is another thing here. If you know personally, firsthand, who you are and where you are, and if that person lives or dies, let's say just for the sake of argument, you travel through time, you're Genghis Khan. Well, we already know that story. Good to go. You
Yeah,
travel through time,
travel
Adolf
forward to get the
Hitler.
knowledge. Go back.
Yeah, stuff like
Stop
that.
bringing up evil leaders.
Fine.
We're gonna bring up all these conquerors: Pol Pot, Stalin, Mao, Genghis Khan, Hitler, and we're gonna make an evil team, Team Killer.
I actually tried doing that, but that was World War II, and they didn't win.
I don't think anybody won World War II.
Well, technically, no. All right. Unless you have any more to say about this.
Yeah, get the future knowledge and go back is how I'd approach all these live or die situations. Ready for yours?
Yeah. You never have to work for the rest of your life, but you always have to wear diapers. Okay, why do I always have to wear diapers? That's actually where my mind is defaulting to on this. Why do I have to? Are they just
I
part of my body now?
I've got a better one, which is you never have to work. So you don't have to put them on yourself. You just innately have somebody else put on these diapers.
That's both creepy and cool.
They should cure
Eh,
cancer. Well, I never have to work a day in my life, so cure cancer.
on the one hand, yes. On the other hand, I still want to know why exactly I have to do this. It doesn't give me a reason. You have to do this. Why do I have to do this? I defy you. Well, now you gotta work. Fine.
No, you don't. It says you never have to. And for your life, well, all right, solve this whole immortality thing.
I'd say I'd do it. Why not?
Have a band of servants because you never have to work. I get to watch my own funeral, but I must wear a fedora every day for the rest of your life. I'm not sure what a fedora is. I believe it's some kind of hat, but I'm probably wrong because
No, it's a kind of hat. You ever see those like fancy hats that they wear, like the bowler hats? A
oh,
fedora's a fedora's kind of like that, but
was it the
pushed in
short
more
top
like
hat looking thing?
yes, but it's more like a cowboy hat.
Ah,
Personally, I have one. If this were me, I'd click it right away.
you get to watch your own funeral. Well, it isn't.
Well, okay, not that part, but yeah, I get to wear a fedora. Nice.
All right, breaking the question time. It doesn't say how long or what day, what time amount the day refers to. All right, put on my fedora. Time to take it off. Well, now that that's done, let's go check out my funeral. I'll be sure to record it.
There was a meme that I saw once. It said, "When I die, would someone please go dressed in a black robe? Don't say anything, just stand there."
Black robe, shrouded hood,
Yep.
with a book, the plan. It's all going according to my plan.
I
But
think
you're
there
not
was
allowed to
also a
say
scythe
anything,
in
so
there.
just read from your master plan book.
Yeah, I think there was a scythe in there somewhere also. Anyway, yeah.
All right, I'm gonna push it just because the knowledge of your own funeral can probably figure out how you die, and it doesn't say the time that I must wear the fedora, just merely that I put one on and immediately take it off every single day.
And if you get to watch your own funeral, you get to watch an endless number of times, once every day. And so now you get to figure out exactly how you'll die in every conceivable way until you eventually don't.
Actually, it doesn't say that the funeral ability is time gated in any way.
That's what I'm saying. You could rewatch it every time you put on or take off your fedora.
Actually, these two are exclusive things. So I can just at will watch my own funeral, but I only have to put on a fedora and take it off. I don't have to wear the fedora to watch the funeral. It's this ability is implicit, but I must do this at least once per day.
Hmm. That's not going against what I said, but it's expounding on it. So, yes.
Ready for yours?
Hmm. You can heal any disease or injury and save someone's life, but a random person somewhere in the world dies when you do. So you're saying if I heal the common cold, some random person dies.
This
Hmm.
one is trivially breakable.
I'm afraid I don't really see how.
Okay. So you can heal any disease, right?
Okay.
If you've ever watched House MD, death is a disease.
Okay, I never did, so that's new information to me. Now that you say that,
Death is an injury. Death is also a disease.
Well, looking at it that way, wouldn't that mean that I'm just constantly going and healing people from death just for them to die again?
because you're also healing their injuries. You can also heal aging. So basically, everybody at one point who is healed by you will be an immortal.
I see where you're going with that. Okay.
That's why I'm like, this one is so easily broken, dude. And you're like, and I'm like, really? You can't figure that out? Aging is a problem. We have like jellyfish things that can live forever. They don't really have damage to their DNA, which is also a disease.
Well, looking at it that way, yeah, sure, push it.
The entire save someone's life is almost a red herring because that's implicit from heal any disease or injury. And if not, okay, then you'll eventually reach the equilibrium where you've healed everybody because this and save someone's life should counteract someone dies from save someone's life. So you could pretty much do it this way. I heal these two people at once because, again, it doesn't imply that this is only a single target ability. And if you're healing two people and then one person dies, then the next person you heal, I heal this person and the last person who died. And you would eventually heal everyone except for one person.
Yeah, I can just imagine. All right, so
I'm
we're
not
going
bringing you
to.
back. I'm not bringing you back, Hitler. Sorry.
I
You're the
can
one
just
person that must be
imagine.
dead forever.
And you get on me for uh, evil leaders.
Well, you had to pick somebody.
All right, go ahead with yours.
You will have eternal beauty for the rest of your life, but you always have to wear Crocs. Aren't Crocs boots?
I thought that they were more like slippers.
Oh.
Well, I don't
Well,
know. I don't speak Australian.
all right. Well, there's a paradox here. Eternal beauty for the rest of your life. Eternal beauty is beauty beyond death. What, do I melt like the Wicked Witch when I die? No, I'm ugly. Ugly.
um, hmm. This one I really can't say either way because on the one hand, you always have to wear Crocs. Well, we're assuming those are shoes, so that means that you can never take them off, which means if you have socks on, yeah, good luck. Those are going to be on there forever. And eventually your feet will succumb to gangrene poisoning and eventually need to be amputated.
That's okay. Apparently, according to this, you start cutting off my legs and the Crocs follow.
Well, I guess that's one way of looking at it. But even
Well,
so,
okay.
it's
Okay.
going to become the point.
So, always have to wear Crocs. It doesn't say on my feet. It also doesn't
Well,
say on my hands. So I could literally make these leather bracers out of Crocs. There ain't no rule saying that they have to be on my feet, and there ain't no rule saying that I can't just strap them to the sides of my arm.
yeah, I guess wearing them is wearing them.
Hanging them around my neck from a necklace counts too.
All right, well, looking at it that way, yeah, sure, eternal beauty, go.
Yep.
These are some nice, beautiful Crocs.
Yeah,
I don't
I
know
wear
what
them
they
around my
are.
neck. This charm of these two shoes gives me eternal beauty in necklace form for whatever reason, but whatever works.
Yeah, pick your poison. Go.
Yours? Going.
You can heal anything and everything, but you will get what you healed 3 times worse for 1 hour after. All right, deal. Because if I can heal anything and everything, I can heal myself from the 3 times worse per hour.
Yep. Oh, so I'm actually curious. What is 3 times worse than death?
Dying 3 times? Dying 3 simultaneous deaths? I don't know.
That's okay. I'll just heal from 3 times the 3 times death, and then I'll die 9 times. Exponential growth here. So it does say anything, not just limited to you.
Yeah. Okay, so you got toothache. All right, let me just heal that. All right, now I got 3 times worse of one. I just heal that. All right, good to go.
Yep. And where were you? Where were your healing powers for Christmas on my toothache? Because mine abscessed. That was horrible. I will find true love, but I will lose my sense of smell and hearing.
So
Well,
essentially, you're Selma from The Simpsons. Cool.
well, it says true love, so I can, the implicit thing here is that they love me back. Yeah, you will find true love. That's great. They don't love you, but you love them. Oh, and now you can't smell or hear.
Sounds like a knot to me.
Yeah, you will find true love. That doesn't say that being loves me, and I say being and not person because if it's true love, whatever that means.
Yeah, you're right.
Great, great. No, this could be horrible because now I know a way to break this even worse. You'll find true love. Great. You love greed. You love money. Congratulations. That greed is an honest, true love. Oh, and now you can't smell or hear. That would suck. I can't push it knowing that'll happen.
Oh, you're in the majority this time.
Ready for yours?
Yeah. You work for your dream company where everyone treats you well, but you work as a cleaning staff. That was my plan all along.
Bruce Almighty. Yeah, you work for God, but you two are mopping the floor.
You know what? Someone's got to do it. Why not me? You
I
treat me
worked.
well. I pay you to work for me. Okay.
Yeah, that was. I used to work for the Dallas Civic Auditorium. That's how it was. I got to meet governors and people working as a janitor, and the janitor is almighty.
Push it.
Wow, a really nice 50
50-50?
50. Yeah,
Why would people say no to that? There's
because
literally no downside.
yeah, especially if you're working for your dream company, it's basically like okay, you're working for Google as a janitor. You're
Well,
still
okay.
working for Google.
I can see one reason that they would downvote that, and that's quite simply it doesn't say how much you make. Janitors, by definition, don't make that much. In fact, they're some of the lowest forms of life in our modern American society.
Yeah, janitors are very underappreciated. I should know, being one for both volunteering for St. Vincent and working at the Civic.
Hey, I'm a food worker.
But
I gotta do janitorial stuff at the end of the night after I'm done cooking.
work does imply wage/salary, though. It doesn't say you volunteer for your dream company,
Yeah, if it was volunteer, then I'd say no.
and it says you work as the cleaning staff.
Also,
I,
Dream Company does not imply that it has to be a real company.
yeah,
Dream
exactly.
Company implies that it's my company. That somehow I just made this company. There are people that work there that I like, and they like me and treat me well, and I pay their wages, and I tell them to go away when I don't want to see them with pay. Where does the money come from? I have no idea.
I'm just a billionaire. You work for Seto Kaiba's company. You work for the Kaiba Corp, and you just clean toilets.
And that,
Well,
ladies and
actually,
gentlemen,
no. It doesn't say that you actually are a janitor. It just says you work as the cleaning staff. Okay, then I will command the cleaning robots and the self unclogging toilets. It doesn't say that I actually scrub them. It just says I'm a cleaning staff person.
and that, ladies and gentlemen, is what we call bending the rules.
It's
Your
what
turn.
we do. You can learn how to play any song on any instrument just from hearing it once. But the second anyone tries to record it, every note you play will sound like nails on a chalkboard. Does that include playing the chalkboard?
I don't really see an accurate way to break this one, except through SCP logic.
Oh, I can break this easily. So instrument. Well, if we go the SpongeBob Plankton do instrument of torture count, okay, I now know how to play Mary Had a Little Lamb with a dagger. Don't ask me how, but I can carve some pretty fierce notes. And that's how I learned to shoot any gun and wield any knife, by learning how to play instruments of torture.
I never watched SpongeBob. Never plan to either.
And anyone tries to record every note you play. So every gunshot, rather than being a loud bang, is now nails on a chalkboard, which is almost as tolerable. All right, I've broken it. I'm going for it.
All right, one more round.
Two more, at least.
Okay.
I'm having a good time.
All right, you can choose to live as any. Okay, you can choose to live as the any main character in your anime of choice, but you can only live as long as the anime series lasts. Okay, well, in that case, I have to ask the question, do spin-offs count?
I've
Stuff
got a
like,
no. One level before that. As long as the anime series lasts, does that imply that it has to be airing? What if your favorite anime series is, say, a manga or a comic or anything else that will last forever on the digital world? It could even be Digimon.
well, going that route, everything's going to be popular among one certain group, hipsters.
Not even just hipsters. Heck, people have people will keep anything alive pretty much forever.
Well, if that's true, then basic immortality.
Yeah, can you write an anime?
Sure, I could.
Then you're automatically an author writing your own story, which is where I was going with this when I first read the first part of it.
Fine, do it.
It's like, oh, it's the thing where you get to write your own story and you're the main character. That sounds basically like, oh, in this world, everything is the same except for anime style. Oh, and now I'm God because I have the capabilities that an author does.
Actually, you're a step above God, if that's even possible.
You're beyond perfection.
Go ahead, take yours.
You'll have absolute control over your dreams, but you only be able to sleep every other day. I'm not going to push this only because I'm already quite lucid with my dreaming. This just basically says, right, well, now you get to skip your sleeping schedule, which, I have a condition called hypomania, which basically means that, okay, if I'm going to be wide awake for an overnighter, I have to either be working on my story or else I'll just crash and burn. So for most people, this, the ability to control dreams is this big thing. And for me, it's just completely normal. It's the dreams that I don't control that freak me the fuck out. The whole lucid dreaming thing. And I don't understand. It basically, I didn't have to learn it. I just, oh, well, my mind says do this. Okay, I'll just do that. I won't. But some people, the majority, again, against the grain. Ready
Mm-hmm.
for yours?
Go. You get a perfect, attractive French boyfriend or girlfriend for 2 weeks, but after 2 weeks, you will never see them again. Okay, so what's new? That's how.
Hashtag forever alone.
That's how basically everything goes. Yeah, sure, why not? Also, perfect, attractive. Let me just go ahead and break that down to perfect in
Comma,
terms.
attractive.
Well, yeah, that. But perfect. Stop doing that. Perfect in terms of a human's understanding of perfect. That means that this person is the way I envision them. So basically, I get to create my own person, and they happen to be French.
What if you're so here's the paradox. What if the perfect person for you isn't French
Mm,
or or human? Because it doesn't imply human. It just implies some either boy or girl gendered thing.
yeah.
After 2 weeks, you never see them again.
So essentially,
Long
they.
distance. Well, seeing implies with your eyes, not
Mhm.
from a computer screen.
Yeah, that's where I was going with that. I will never see them again, so they'll still come around, and other people will be able to interact with them, but I just won't be able to see them.
Yeah, that is so easily broken.
Yeah,
All
your
right.
turn.
You could have sex with any person or fictional character you can think of whenever you want. You would grow a neckbeard that's impossible to shave or remove in any other way. Well, said fictional character has the capability of changing form and granting me said ability because it's any fictional character I can think of and I've already wrote that character. Her name is Crystal, and she is everything I want her to be. As far as the neckbeard, I already grow them, so I can't shave it. No rule saying that I can't remove my entire neck and then replace it because regenerative properties are amazing.
And it's only your neck, so being someone else's neck altogether, why not?
Well, okay, so the anti break here, which would be impossible to remove in any way. Well, it doesn't say that you can't just grow another neck. Okay, so the neck beard is limited to this neck. Great. Unless that carries over and I just happen to have a neck beard on everything I become.
Hmm. I see where you're going.
But I really doubt that's the case. Ready for yours? Or did you want to call?
Hmm.
Okay.
You can have sex with anyone you want, but you can't feel sexual pleasure. Well, then what's the point? I'm seriously asking here. As a virgin, I want to know what is the point?
All right. Well, how about we go with one of your original things for sex, which is to have kids. This basically gives you the ability to have kids with anyone you want. You don't feel good about it. They can feel amazed about it, but that's basically how an asexual kind of feels.
There you go.
This just gives you a can ability that you can use, but it takes away any gratification you get from it, which sex would become procreation rather than what sex actually is.
This is actually a tough one for me because the way I figured it has always been for me, it's one person. That's it.
It's called monogamous.
Yes. I didn't I didn't recall the term, but yes. So that kind of takes away from the point, but I I don't know. Going any further from there is just kind of pointless rambling.
It's not pointless. Our goal is to break these. And my whole, okay, well, I can procreate with anybody at any time. But I can also see how that can be taken evilly rather than yeah, let's procreate with anybody I choose. No, it would basically be you could rape anybody you want.
Hmm.
However, you can also break this the other way,
Hmm.
and that fictional characters are allowed because that's anyone.
Basically, all it does is say, well, right. It takes away what I want and then gives me a negative. So for me, it's a double negative. So I just say no.
Yeah, for me, I would say yes because crystal, as mentioned earlier.
Go ahead.
Alrighty. You can have superpowers, but only if you are the villain to an even more powerful hero. Well, again, my standard superpower would be omniscience.
So what comes after omniscience? Omnipresence.
That's I can already do that from omniscience.
So what comes after that?
There isn't. Having the knowledge to do to having the knowledge of everything is kind of an impossible power to one up. Oh, I already know what would be better than omniscience now that I'm omniscient. Oh, and the knowing everything part means that I know how to give myself the ability to be more omniscient, which can't actually be a thing. With omniscience comes omnipotence. With omnipotence, I can do anything. Having the knowledge to do everything is implied omnipotence.
All right. So go ahead and push it then, because there's basically no downside to that.
Yeah, it's having the superpower of omniscience is kind of a broken thing. I can't wait for it to be, oh, your superpowers. Well, what am I? If I've got omniscience, what other power do I need? It's really, really hard to have another power when I know everything and can do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yours?
Hmm. Yeah, one more round. You become the Prime Minister of Australia without the result of an election. Okay, but you can only wear speedos. Deal. Doesn't
Mm-hmm.
say doesn't say that I can't wear anything over them. It just says that I can only wear speedos, which I'm choosing to interpret as underwear.
Yep. It's exactly how I'd go about it.
But how much power
Although
does the Prime Minister of Australia really have?
being prime minister is almost equivalent to being president.
Not quite. I mean, I
Not quite.
know
Yes, it's
I know the basics behind the Prime Minister, but since we don't have one here in the States, it's kind of one of those things that I know the term, I know what they're capable of. I just don't know what the extent of their power is.
mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
seem to
I don't know
recall
the do or do not list as something I don't know either.
I seem to recall that there was a video that I watched and they were explaining that the difference between the prime minister is the figurehead and the queen is the actual uh, head of England. So being the figurehead behind something, okay, well, I just have a whole lot of secrets about Australia. You want
Mm-hmm.
secrets? I'll tell you them. Why not? And I probably just lost all Australian uh, viewers.
Alrighty, the last one. Let's go. You'll gain complete understanding of all programming languages, but your maximum typing speed will be capped at 10 words a minute. Well, they make super compact languages, and if I have the complete understanding of all programming languages, I'll just get programs to program from me. I will give birth to Skynet.
Well, another way that you can really break this is okay, you're capped at 10 words a minute. Someone else isn't.
That's my whole get programs to program for me thing.
Okay. But you can also write it down. Just say, here, write this down. It's faster. Yeah, I'm just going nowhere with this, aren't I?
Just make a bot that does it for me.
Yeah, as long as you're not doing the typing yourself. But
Now
once again, writing.
the real question is all right, all programming languages. Does that include natural languages such as English?
No.
Because Why wouldn't it? I can tell you how to do something just like I could program.
Well, from what I seem to recall, programming languages are different from real languages in that one is used to communicate with other life forms, the other is used to communicate with computers. You can't communicate with computers, at least not directly through spoken word. We're not at that point yet.
Just say, okay, Google, and go do stuff on your phone.
This coming from the guy that doesn't like mobile phones.
It's not that I
Pick a
don't like
side,
mobile
bro.
phones. It's not that I don't. I've never said I don't like mobile phones. I just said I don't know how to use them.
Pick a
There's a
side,
big.
bro.
I am. I'm on the side that likes mobile phones. I never said I didn't. I just said I'm not very knowledgeable about mobile phones.
Okay, well,
If
I don't know.
and here's the thing. Again, all programming languages. Oh, I'm echoing. All programming languages. I would include English just because, yes, it is a programming language. If it's not, it doesn't say I can't make one. And if I can make a language, again, I can turn English into a programming language.
I'd like to see how, but then again, no, I really wouldn't, because once again, break reality.
Oh, I can alias the crap out of commands. Again, that's how I would turn English into a programming language. I can already kind of do that with AVI synth.
Hmm. That's actually a lot to think about. All right,
So
well,
this would just still be an easy push.
50-50, of course.
Yeah, some people seem to think that you actually have to type out the language when in reality your first step would be to come up with a programming language that could type for you.
Well, to be completely fair, what you could do is binary, which binary, most of it is just zeros and ones. So 10 words a minute, okay, typing as fast as you can. You can't possibly make a mistake because you have complete and total understanding. So why not? You're typing like 700 characters a minute, and it's all just zeros and ones. You just alias all the keys on your keyboard to be zeros and ones, and you're just alternating between them rapidly.
Well, you could do that, yes, but 10 words per minute. Um, there is a programmer's term for words, which, if we're going by the terms for programming languages, a word is a certain amount of bytes.
Okay, this is new information to me.
I don't remember what the size of a word actually is in terms of programming size. It's
Well,
a certain size, and if you can type at 10 words per minute, the words being the numeratical words size rather than 10 English words, that's something completely different. That means that I have an extremely high typing speed.
well, again, it's all subjective, and what you could do is just program in Japanese because their words, at least what we would call words, they don't use spaces unless it's after a period or an exclamation mark or a question mark. Even their commas, they don't use spaces. So just use
So
Japanese. I don't care.
okay, I just googled it. The size of a word is 32 bits long on 32-bit or 64 bits on 64-bit computer. Yeah, so 10 words per minute. I'm on Windows 7 64-bit, so my maximum typing speed is 10 times the size of a 64-bit string.
Okay, go for it then.
I forget how big 2 to the power of 64 is, but I type at 10 times 2 to the power of 64.
To the power of 64. Yeah, that's a hard one.
That's an extremely big number. Luckily, I have a button on my number pad that can just let me bring up a calculator.
Nice.
All right, I'm copying the thing so that you can actually pronounce this number. That's how fast I'd type if it's accurately 10 words.
Well, as much as I don't really want to because I'll reveal our Skype thing. Okay. It is, let's see, thousand, 100,000, million, billion, trillion, quadrillion, 368 quintillion, 934 quadrillion, 881 billion, 474 million, 179,000. No. 368 septillion, 934 billion, 881.
You skipped quintillion.
You're right. I will get this right.
All right,
Okay.
368 quintillion, 934
934,
quadrillion, 800.
881 trillion, 474 billion, 191 million, 32,320 words per minute. That's what you're limited to.
Yeah, needless to say that there's no keyboard that could input pool that fast. So this is a double gain. I suddenly can type faster than freaking light, and I've mastered all programming languages.
Actually,
Thanks to the knowledge that words is a different thing than they're intending.
actually, you couldn't because that just says your maximum typing speed. That just means that you're limited to that.
Well, that is true.
It doesn't say that that's the speed that you will always go at. If that
Yeah,
was true, then absolutely everyone should push the button.
and that's assuming that it's, if it's talking about programming, we're going to be using the programming term of words and not 10 actual English words.
Again, though, Japanese, it's right there. Asian languages do not use spaces for some reason.
In which case, if you want to go to the other end of the breaking, it would be 10 translatable things as words.
Not worth it then. I
No,
mean,
it's still worth it.
10
Just
words 10 words per minute from the translation thereof. Well, depends on how eloquent you want your translation to be. Just saying.
and again, you again program a bot which programs for you. It would be easy enough if I had mastery over programming to make a program. Right, I can't push these buttons down, which is the spirit of the question. So just record where my fingers are and make those into what I'm actually pushing, which would be easy enough to do already. They have laser keyboards after all.
This is news to me. Oh wait, I think I've seen one of them. Is that the
Well,
one where it has like the invisible lines and wherever you touch?
yeah,
Yeah, okay.
the projected keyboard that basically is as soon as your finger blocks the light that pushes that button.
All right. Well, this has been update number 33 of the Electronic Galaxy. Anything to proclaim?
Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next update.
And I would love to personally say thank you to everyone as well. You are what the Electronic Galaxy is all about.
Yep. And it's hard to believe we've been doing this for 33 months.
Yeah, all because I randomly said, right, I want to do this every month on the 5th of the month, which then
By
just
the 5th
became
of the month.
every month. And we missed a couple in terms of uploading, but now that we got everything working on YouTube, I think we'll be good.
Mm-hmm.
In any case,
No more of that frame by frame Twitch stuff either.
no, I have this at 30 frames a second because we're not doing anything, and both of our webcams are capped to 15 on mine, 30 on yours.
I think mine's capped at 15. I'm still using ye old Logitech QuickCam 9000.
Well, anyway, thank you all very much for watching. Achela, out.
Velitha, take care.